Okay, I'm gonna start streaming the call. Yeah, so Ashley and Mitch are both on vacation. So I'm expecting that we'll probably have a shorter, quicker than usual call. But I'm glad you're both here. We can just do intentions and distractions. My intentions are to go through the board or go through any other things that are hanging around. And yeah, I'm not distracted so much. I was feeling a little distracted because we're working on this, like, trying to figure out, somebody's gaming our Give farm system with this UniV3 thing. So we have like a whole bunch of people who are doing a bunch of research to see like where the information and asymmetry is. And it's like, that's what's going on in the other channel over there. So I'm a little bit distracted by like wanting to be working on that because it feels really present. But other than that, I'm not distracted because I left that call. Now I'm here. And I'll pass it to Ahmad.
Awesome. Cool. My intentions are just to see any pending tasks that we have. Also, there's a couple of other things I wanted to ask about posting on social media. So I guess mainly on cross-posting on Facebook. And I made a short audiogram from the last podcast that Griff did. So I wanted to also get the team's feedback on that. And yeah, I'm not really distracted much. I'll pass it to Melody.
Hi, yeah, I'm Melody. My intention to introduce myself first because I'm new, and also to kind of hear what's going on with communications because I'm pretty much used to work in the nonprofit, well, still working in the nonprofit sector. So Laura mentioned that you guys are making videos with the audience, intention audience with nonprofits. So I'm happy to help in creating those videos or helping people to get the right message, I guess. And distraction, it's 6:00 in Berlin right now, so I'm a little bit distracted with cooking. Therefore, I have my aprons, but that's all. Okay, I'll pass it on to Ben.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, intentions, just keeping the loop with you all. I don't think I've actually been on the communications call, so just the onboarding one. So to see what else Giveth is up to, and distractions, I just came from the Gravity TEC call, and so just kind of shifting gears from that conversation over to here. But other than that, I'm good. And I'll pass to Forrest.
Hello, I am distracted by multitasking on some Meet the Makers stuff. My intention is, just to go through the board and see how everyone's doing and welcome some new folks to comms. Hooray! And I think that's it for me. I will pass it back to you, Lauren.
Yep. Thanks everyone. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Sounds good. Cool. It sounds like, we can go through the board. Okay. These are the things I got. We got the stuff on social media. We've got going through the board and welcoming Melody. And that's all. So maybe, I don't know what's the best plan of action. I don't think there's actually too much stuff on the board. Maybe we could start with the questions you had about the social media stuff, Ahmad.
Yeah, sure. So there's, I guess, like three things. So the first thing is, who is posting on Twitter and Facebook at the moment? Is it just you, or is anyone else helping you?
It's just me. And nobody's posting on Facebook. Anne joined the team and she was going to help with Giveth Comms, but then she got pulled into Common Stack stuff. So she's not going to really help with Giveth Comms so much. So Anne has access to the Facebook. It was basically dead until she came in a few weeks ago, and then made it look up to date, and then she was like, no, okay, now I'm not doing it. So Facebook is like still dead. It's like a limb that's cut off circulation, but we can start sharing, like cross-posting. I like the cross-posting idea. I manage the Giveth Twitter alone, and I get some help from Griff. Griff is really helpful, but yeah, it's the most active place, and basically Facebook is like open if someone wanted to take it on as like a thing that they do, or we could just set it up so that it cross posts and then like have people support a little bit more on like the content planning for that. I think it would be nice.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. So for the cross posting, Ashley gave me access to the Zapier account, and I can set up something where every tweet basically gets reposted on Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else. But I just need the login for it so I can link it together. So yeah, I mean, maybe let's talk about that later. If you could share the login for that. And it actually brings me to a point that you made, I think, in the last meeting, where I think we should have some sort of password manager for like this sort of thing, because yeah, I think like sharing passwords like this, yeah, I mean, it can be a bit dangerous. I mean, if someone changes it by mistake, or yeah, like we get locked out or something. So I think it would be something that we should consider, is start to use a password manager.
Yeah, 100% agree. Do you or anyone else have any experience with password managers? I have it on the board as a figure something out for this. Yeah. Oh, jam.link. I think this is maybe what the TC or the Common Stack uses. I have it on here like for weeks now, because I would love it if, yeah, for 3 weeks it's been here. I would love it if we set something up.
Right now, I think there's like a hidden ops channel in Discord where we're saving passwords. I know I recently created a login for something, and that's where Ashley told me to put it.
Yeah, but totally. The ops channel is like good for things that we kind of like all need access to and don't really like change very much. But like for things like our social media accounts, I don't think we should just post them on the ops channel in Discord. And then it also is like goes to Ahmad's point of like someone could change the password and then forget it and not post in the ops channel. And it's like, if you have, I think password managers probably have some sorts of system where it's like it has to be done in some way and other people get to know about it.
Yeah, I mean, how a lot of them work is they let you fill in the password even without seeing it. So, I mean, if you like give me access to it, I can fill in the password. I mean, but I won't have the ability to see it or to change it.
Yeah.
You know, so like.
Good morning. I just jumped in.
Hey, Brian.
I recommend company accounts and company passwords. I recommend they be locked up in a dock where only top people have access. And if you're going to grant permission to that access, somebody from the community, say, should have a certain score or a report card so that you're not compromised by that. And I just came here. I was in the other chat and I mentioned that I just watched DGov case study, the video.
Yay!
Yeah, it was good stuff. But I also noticed that there were no closed captions, so it only goes to people that speak English. Now, if you did that in a Zoom video with the closed captions on, you could very literally copy-paste that text in there and make it available for everyone on the planet. And I was recommended to share that with you here now, so here you are.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I think YouTube does add closed captions, and I just thought not to put them, but I think I can actually probably edit that. I haven't, we were talking about doing kind of like a semi-regular podcast kind of thing, and this is kind of the first time doing it, so really good feedback. I think that's a great idea, and I think you can do it automatically.
Adding any links in the sub chat or description where people can openly contribute would be super beneficial. And if you want to one-up that, you could put a TypeScript for further feedback so you can capture all that data and not have to sift through YouTube comments to get it.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, but in the description it does have links and stuff of the video.
But does it have links where contributors to know where to contribute, how to join up to Giveth, give out, give the feedback, contribute to closed captions, etc.?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, cool. Good idea, good feedback. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome. Thanks for hearing me.
Closed captions and links for people to contribute. Okay, cool. That was was really helpful. And going back to the password manager thing, so I think that, I mean, I'm probably the best person to bring the passwords together because I know the people to contact and So I just assigned myself to that issue. I think this is really important and becoming more important. So I'll work on it this week. Is jam.link the best thing that I should investigate, or does anyone here have a better suggestion of like the thing to use?
For bots?
For password management.
Yeah.
I used LastPass before, but I mean, I think if like the TEC is using something else, I mean, it's easier just to stick with that, I think.
Yeah. I'll double check with them what they are using. Cool.
Use Google and my hard drive, so I'm not centralized. If one crashes, I'm not prevented from accessing those. And
that's a good
it's
idea.
easier to give permission to docs with tiered access as opposed to just one doc where anybody could come in and have all access to all tiered information.
Yeah.
For example, I jump in a lot of meetings. Sometimes they don't say what they're for or even who's supposed to be there. So if that information was there, I'd know not to jump in and say wild tangents. If the people who hosted those meetings said, well, this is for meeting level A and only people from meeting level B can invite people to A, that would be the tier I'm talking about. It's the same structuring for passwords or your sensitive information.
Yeah, and I mean, most of those password managers, you can have folders, so you could like have like a social media folder and put all of the passwords there for social media, and then anyone that wants to post can have access to that. And then like you could have other passwords for other categories or things like that. So yeah, I think it does allow for that.
Cool. Okay, well, I will work on that one. So anything else on the social media?
Yeah, also, we're in the process of hiring a Twitter specialist. So we shortlisted 2 people, so we're interviewing them now. So we may give them like a test or something to work on temporarily. So I may ask you later about that as well. And like that's like another use case for the password manager also.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you advertise here? I had a conversation with somebody who was from the server, and it seemed kind of scammy. They were talking about putting my social media up front or making it trend, and I asked if they could give an example of how they did that ethically, and they couldn't provide me with that. But I don't want to exclude them just because of that. They could just have a big family and a strong social network presence. So it came back to ethical advertising. It's hard to advertise ethically. Okay, and so I just watched that DGov case study video. I know you haven't advertised it yet, but when I watched it, there was only 15 views, and I feel like it's underserved. I mean, that needs to be in front of a lot of people, and I'd like to get it in front of those people, but I'd like to do it ethically. And so if there were guidelines for doing that, I'd like to adhere to them.
Oh, well, with the DGov podcast, I posted it last night. And I was planning to tweet it out this morning, but this morning we also had givebacks go out, and then we had this whole UniV3 fiasco, so I was going to tweet it tomorrow. So that's why it has just so few views.
As an IG, I was just thinking, as an example, I'd like to advertise that, but everything here, and I'd like to know how to do that ethically and what you consider ethically. So I don't... A lot of people have what's like a marketing kit or a branding kit, and sometimes there's information pertaining to ethical routes for advertising. Like I don't want to get on Twitter and just start spamming anybody with a DAO or crypto in their handle. But if they're actively asking for places where they can give to places like this, I want to put that information in their hand. So one ethical way of doing that is search engine optimization. I want to utilize the information, the data that people gave permission to advertise to them because they want it. It's not unwarranted advertising. It's ethical. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to help you with advertising. I just don't know the guidelines pertaining to how you do it ethically here.
we don't actually have like really strict guidelines on advertising, or I mean, Twitter is kind of like a free for all. There are a lot of people who like tweet and retweet and share, and they say whatever they want, and I think that like that's not something we can control. We do have this like community communications guide which Forrest put together, which has like kind of more just like general ideas of like speaking to people with respect and providing like valuable feedback and input, but it's not really like an advertising guide I think you're looking for. I really just don't think we have something put together like that I could share with you.
Maybe I could put something together like that to share with me later.
Yeah, if you want to, I totally encourage you to do that. I can actually make an issue for it if you wanted to like come back next week, or if you wanted to tag anyone. I would be happy to provide feedback or input on it. I mean, I since I've been doing the Twitter for like about a year, I have the way the Giveth voice is used, and there's some things that we say and some things that we don't say that just like is like on brand stuff. So I'd be happy to provide input if you wanted to like try to create something.
I'd love to. I'm not, trying to advertise ethically is tricky, because advertising honestly is kind of, I've heard it been said that it's evil, and you could almost agree with that if it's not done right. So it's not just Twitter, or Reddit, the big four, but how it's done. I wouldn't want to chase away somebody where if it was done properly, it could invite them or incentivize them to come. Good advertising could.
Yeah, I think what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, what you're talking about is, I guess, inbound marketing, which is basically like getting people to come to us instead of like being spammy about it. So
the proper way to put it out. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So I think yeah, I mean, the way that I see it, there's basically three main channels that we could use. There's SEO, which is just getting our site to rank organically on Google and doing things to, like target certain keywords people might be searching for. And that could be writing blog posts about certain things, or like targeting words and making sure that we're listing them on the website. And then like the second thing that we're already sort of doing is social media, so like just making sure that we're posting. But I think we could do better on posting on non-Twitter channels, right? So like maybe TikTok or Facebook or other places. And then like the third thing would just be like email marketing, like basically expanding our list. And yeah, I mean, that's what we started with the newsletter. Yeah, I think those would be like the three main ways I would think about.
Excellent. Yeah, I couldn't help but notice, Lauren, I think you are on a Android operating service. If I'm not mistaken, I seen you hotkey a record option once, and that's how I came to that assumption. So under that assumption, I would recommend that you hit the Window G key, and it'll pull up a microphone that will dictate everybody's words in real time, so you don't have to type.
That's pretty cool.
It's great for taking notes, especially if you want to be more focused in the meeting and not focused in the notes.
Yeah, well, Window G doesn't seem to work for me.
Then you are on a Apple right now?
No, I'm on a Windows. But
Try Window H.
Window H? No, still no dice. To use dictation, go to settings and turn on online speech recognition. Cool, that's really cool. Okay, maybe I'll try to set this up after the call. Thanks, Brian.
I like to do that, but I do it in another note in Docs. And when we do live sessions like this, like when we're prototyping, or anytime like a sensitive information is involved, I don't do it live, or I'll do it in a side. I have several monitors, and so if I share a screen, I share it to just one. That way, if I'm like demoing how something works, my notes or your notes, sensitive information isn't public. Or, like if I copy paste my address into my wallet, that's not going to accidentally be broadcast. So certain things like that. But yeah, for taking notes. And then also, I don't know, there's some bots you could just implement for that. I don't think I should have right to your server, but I know Griff does bots. I know you're good with bots here. So anybody with Python and admin access could probably enable a dictating bot.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a less evasive way to record without, freaking people out.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks, Brian. Super useful stuff. I want to get back on track a little bit with what we were just discussing, just to make sure that we're not missing anything on the social media stuff that you were talking about, Ahmad. So, Zap, you're hiring a Twitter specialist. You need some help with that in some way?
No, I mean, basically, like, we might give them, like, a test to work on for, like, a week or two. So, like, just see how they post, maybe. So, if we have a password manager, then, I mean, we could easily, like, share access with them temporarily. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
I'd like to make another suggestion. I do these groups a lot in Discord, and when we sit here and do these live meetings and take notes in a collaborative effort, we also have a thread we call, say, it could be a communications work group where everybody contributes suggestions and ideas in real time, not just to wherever you're putting this in now, right? So if I had that, I would paste in a link where everybody can put what time they're available at, and then it's easier to schedule meetings pertaining to that time. I know as you guys grow, become a more larger multinational conglomerate, it's going to be important that you can book your meetings for people on all sides of the globe, right, all the way around the planet.
Right. Yeah. We do have our meetings set up. Well, I mean, we like usually modify for like regular contributors and the people that are coming if it doesn't work for them. But okay, cool. So
can I just add a question real quick related to that? Because I'm used to the TEC using Google Docs for meetings, and I wanted to kind of put in some notes, not notes per se, but I just was wondering, can I have access to the Notion file, or how do you do that?
You should have access to the Notion. If you don't have access to the Giveth Notion, send me your email and I'll share it with you. But
okay, thanks. I don't seem to do.
Let's make a side thread and put the link to the Notion in the pinned KB.
I have the file. I just don't have access to edit.
Yeah, send me your email, Katie, and I'll add you to
Thanks.
it. Cool. Okay. Great. Twitter. Is that everything, Ahmad?
Yeah, I guess, like, one side point that I thought about was, like, there was a big story that happened, like, a few days ago. There was, like, a big GoFundMe that raised, like, a few $1 million, and, like, it got shut down. I don't know if you heard this story,
it's the
but
trucker. It's the Canadian truckers.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it got me thinking, like, maybe there's a way for us to, like, get in front of some of these stories. I mean, maybe not this one. I'm not sure if we want to position ourselves with that one, but, like, in other cases where, like, people might be struggling to collect donations, or, like, GoFundMe, like, might not work for them, where we can come in and say, you know, you should try, you know, Giveth instead.
So they're just on ours, the truckers. They are on Giveth.
They started posting on ours as well?
Yeah, they were approved. Well, they're not verified project, obviously.
Really?
But really, I saw them, and Ashley told me that she got them in yesterday.
Wow, cool.
I see someone replied in a tweet that said they should have just done this on Giveth, and I was like, yeah. And so I wonder if that actually worked. That's amazing.
Wow, that's interesting. Because I saw this happening, this GoFundMe thing.
Yeah.
And I also talked to Griff about it. I tweeted about it from my personal account because I was like, GoFundMe can just hold back your funds and refund your donors. On Giveth, it goes directly to the wallet. Like, this is why we need decentralized crypto philanthropy. But then it seemed like also like a jab for, I didn't really want to jab GoFundMe from Giveth. You know, I think that we should be like encouraging other charitable giving platforms. So it's like, rather like, I think something like, I think tagging Giveth and like tweeting from our personal accounts, that kind of thing. But with Giveth in general and the Twitter and the social media, I try to keep relatively neutral and like not shit talk anyone, you know.
And what I meant about ethical advertising, that was a well-placed tweet. Good work.
Thanks.
Can I just bring up something super, just to put on the back burner? When I was doing the editing of the docs, you probably saw one of the things that I found interesting was I can't remember where it was, probably in the mission, vision, and values, that says that Giveth does not promote or condone, I should say, political dissent, which I found super surprising. So I don't know. I just wanted to raise that because of the Canadian trucker thing, and it's just that's all. I wasn't sure. I was wondering maybe at some point that could be somebody could explain that to me, or is that miswritten? Because I'm super, super duper surprised by that. Maybe it's not in the mission, vision, values. I'll relocate it.
It's pretty nuanced. I was looking for some literature on that as well. I'm over at ENS, and there's some controversy pertaining to that and religious point of views. So I was super curious.
Well, yeah, so it must be not that page. I'll have to re-find it. But it very explicitly said that projects that are not permitted include, and it was like pornography, political dissent. There were only a very small handful, and I sort of corrected for the one that said pornography, art excluded or something. I don't know if you saw that comment, Lauren, where I explained that art can actually not be pornographic. I don't know if you remember that. Anyway, whatever. It's a back burner topic, I think, but just the point that I would imagine that Giveth would actually support political dissent. So I don't know if I'm misunderstanding something.
Yeah, frequently asked questions, maybe. That's what it comes up as. Well, in our terms of conditions, no, it doesn't say it here either. Oh yeah. What types of political dissent?
I do agree with Lauren. Yeah, I do agree with Lauren, though. I think like the neutrality for Giveth itself maybe is important. So the personal account share maybe is better. But I don't know. It's just my personal.
Yeah.
When does porn cross the line to nudity, or vice versa?
Sorry, I wasn't trying to raise the issue of pornography in any
or nudity or art. No,
sorry, I was just using that as the example to draw up the same page. Pornography is fine. I don't care what it says about that. Actually, as an editor, I was just trying to correct the phrase that said art excluded, because in fact, technically speaking, art is not pornographic, because pornography is to incite sexual arousal. That is the purpose of pornography. Explicit art is not pornographic. That's all I was saying. But that's That's not my point. My point was the political dissent phrase. And I didn't want to hijack this moment. Sorry. I just wanted to raise that because maybe that can come up later sometime.
It just came up. What a good raise. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't actually know. Our docs was forked from an old Giveth wiki, and we took a lot of things that were from there and changed some things. We could definitely discuss this if you want to bring it up. I think the governance call would maybe be a good place to do it. It becomes a little sticky around some of these the terms and conditions was sticky and hard to write, and same with these code of covenant things, because we want to be neutral, but we also want to be able to protect ourselves, and so it's I don't know. What are the repercussions of of being okay with hosting projects that are of political dissent? I mean, a lot of the ideas that we have at Giveth, with decentralization and changing the way governance structures works, could be framed in that way as well. So I totally see your criticism of it, but I think it's just a weird, sticky thing, and then maybe it requires a little more discussion.
Totally.
If you wanted to
protecting Giveth, it should be first and foremost. You can always ease into things as you see it fit. You don't want to.
Cool. Governance. Let's put that away. Right. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. I feel like we've been a little bit all over the place with trying to get through some of the points on the agenda, but I think so. We're covered on talking about social media, right? Great. Oh man, we did it. Cool. Let's just burn through like whatever issues are here on the board. Melia, I wanted to say to you that we are doing this video mini course thing that Ahmad is helping with, and Benz is helping with, and me as well. And it would be great to have your feedback in there. And we actually have another call for it on Fridays at 9 a.m. Where we just talk about the video series. So in this call, we actually won't talk about it too much, but I would love to share with you some of the resources we have for Giveth Comms. Like there's all these issues in here, which are like separate issues for each of the videos. It's like video mini course. And so there's actually an epic. It's the donor onboarding course, but we're doing donors and we're also doing like a projects part. But I would love it if you could join that meeting on Friday as well and like add your feedback and input. But we probably won't get to all of this today, right now.
Would it be possible to have a link somewhere here where it's pinned, like a Google Calendar, where all of the meetings are available, all the notions are available, the Google Docs, and anything first comers might have access to?
We do have, Katie's working on a comms contributors onboarding guide, which is going to be like have a lot of these links and resources. And we do also have like a Discord guide. Our docs is really like the home for most of these guides. So we have like user guides. I think the Discord guide is like on the what is Giveth page, but we don't have one up for like comms onboarding for contributors yet, but we're working on putting one together.
I'd love to see the onboarding bot share some of that information.
The onboarding bot? You mean the bot that like welcomes you in the channel?
Yeah, that's good stuff. I was trying to get that over at Gitcoin, but had to help one of the Scrum masters get their Me6 information straight. I wondered who did the bot work here. I looked through the Git. I didn't see anybody.
Yeah, so ViveIV helped us with most of it. ViveIV works with General Magic, and he helped us set up our Discord. We don't really have like a specific Discord bot person who's like a professional and really well acclimatized to doing that. We have like some support from General Magic.
It's so easy. Anybody with general Python knowledge can whip it right out. So.
Cool. Well, if you wanted to help us to improve some of the bots, definitely be happy to like get a little bit more support there. I can also connect you with Ashley, who's been like managing doing admin with our Discord server.
I'd appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Cool. Let me just make a note in the notes for myself then to do that. So connect Brian with Vi and Ashley. Cool. Nice. Okay, let's just try to burn through some of the issues that are here on the board. If there's anything that we need to discuss, Katie, are any of these issues something you want to update us on? I guess, are you done copy editing the Giveth doc?
Yes.
Yeah? Done.
Yes, I didn't close anything because there were still a little bit of exchanges going on. There's just like a couple of pages that either I'm still asking for, like I think the one with Mitch with the quotation mark one, but otherwise I'm done. And same with the XDI fixes is done. But I think maybe one thing is still waiting for someone, like a pull request waiting, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I'm done.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Katie. I moved it to done. I think I reviewed most of them, except for maybe that quotations one that's outstanding there. So we'll just check in next weekend. Maybe we can just close that issue. Or you can close it if all the PRs are merged.
I'll wait till Mitch gets back to me, I think, and then I can close them.
Cool. This is almost done. I need to tweet this. So the comms onboarding guide, have you gotten started like with putting something together for that? Maybe you could share it with Melody as well, if she's going to be coming on and helping out.
Okay.
Maybe even Ben's needs it.
Great.
Okay, cool.
No, I haven't. I mean, I've just been like still reading, and I totally was spending loads of time finishing up all that copy editing. So I'm going to focus on the onboarding guide now.
Cool. Nice. Sounds good. Okay, so for the newsletter, I'm just thinking of a couple of things that actually need to go in here. We set a couple of dates. I think I put them in here. Date for content submission, February 22nd. So we still have like a little bit more time. So just a reminder to everybody, we're doing these like monthly newsletters, email newsletters. So if there's like really relevant stuff that happens throughout the month that you want to make sure gets included in this newsletter, definitely post it in here. So there's the Give Farm article and this M-Stable podcast. Also, you need to include all this Uni v3 APR craziness. Cool. It's coming together.
If anyone has a project that they want to highlight this month, let me know.
Cool. Something really strange just happened with my Sun Hub. Wow. What's going on? Okay. Cool. Bear with me. HubSpot. Did we decide to... Ashley mentioned that she was looking into it and it's like quite hefty, the monthly fee.
It was like $450 a month or something. Yeah, I think it might be overkill for us because it's more like a CRM system for sales. But there are other email-specific tools that we might want to look at, like ConvertKit, for example, SendGrid. Like, there's a few others. I mean, where we're at now is basically we want to take like the next period to just try to figure out autopilot as much as possible. Yeah, I mean, we're open to changing eventually, but we want to explore and like see if, you know, we could solve most of the problems that we currently have. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I need to talk to Ashley about.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, most likely it won't be HubSpot.
So should I just close this issue?
Yeah, I would close it.
What are you looking for? An aggregator, an email aggregator?
Yeah, basically a way to set up, automation, email automation, basically.
Wards, or one of the advisors to Ethereum push notification services, actually created a bot years before. That's how I met the guy. So if you got a follow, you could sign up and you could set up a reply to respond and thank your new followers, or periodically message them. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess like there's probably two types of emails that we have. We have ones that we manually send out, like the newsletter, and then there's ones where they're automated emails. So there's probably some kind of a workflow or something like
MailChimp or something.
Yeah. So like, for example, like when someone donates, they get an email, you know, saying thank you for your donation. When there's like a give back round, there's an email that goes out for that. So yeah.
So you need somebody good with APIs, or
like just with email workflows. So you know, setting up like a trigger that would then, you know, send an email, and then having sort of like a tree or like a branch of like different paths that a user could go down, and then depending on what they do, they get a different kind of email.
Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I closed the issue, and I guess we can
maybe revisit it in the future, or
yeah,
figure it out.
Totally. So Forrest, do you have any updates on Meet the Maker stuff? I did make a bunch of issues as you guys requested, and I made an epic.
Yeah, I saw that. A few days ago, I made updates on all the issues. I made a Google Doc for tweet threads and shills for the February and March Meet the Makers, and I completed the tweets for the February kickoff one. I finished the February blog post and tagged a few people for QA, but I don't think anyone's QA'd it yet. I put together the schedule and wrote like what I proposed the Giveth or time blocks be on what topics, and suggested like Ashley and myself for some, but then put like what we have open slots for to see who is interested in it and available in speaking. And yeah, I think that's the main update. I'm waiting on Ashley to send me, now that she's gotten into the air meet. She was going to handle the air meet side, so I'm just waiting for her to send me the link so that I can send out.
Damn.